Dear one, breathe before you do anything else. Before you scroll one more line or take one more step, simply pause. Feel the air entering your body gently, quietly, like a friend. Let your shoulders soften just a little. Place a hand over your heart and notice that it is still beating for you. This moment is a soft place to rest. You may have come here feeling tired, overwhelmed, heart heavy, or uncertain. Perhaps you are carrying invisible burdens, grief you haven't spoken aloud, questions without answers, or pain that lingers even when you pretend everything is okay. If so, please know you are not alone, and there is nothing wrong with you. This is a judgment-free space. Here, you do not have to be strong, perfect, positive, or composed. You are allowed to simply be exactly as you are, without pressure or performance. There is space here for tears, for silence, for the truth of your feelings, no matter how tangled or tender they may be. We live in a world that often asks us to rush past our own hearts, but healing begins when we pause long enough to feel. You may have been taught that you have to fix yourself, that you have to hide your emotions, get over your hurt, or smile through your sadness. But I want to offer you a deeper truth today. You are not broken. You are human. And that is more than enough. Even in your hardest hour, there is still life in you, still strength in your breath, still wisdom in your heart. This is not about erasing your pain. It is about offering your pain the dignity of being heard. So if your chest feels tight, or your thoughts are racing, or your spirit feels bruised, stay with me for a little while. Let this space be the place where you are gently held and reminded there is no shame in hurting. There is only courage in allowing yourself to feel. Let's begin with one small act of comfort. Just whisper quietly to yourself, even though I hurt, I am safe and supported. Feel how those words land in your body. Let them echo gently, like a warm hand on your back. You do not have to fix everything today. You only have to breathe and believe that you are not alone in this. This essay isn't here to give you answers. You don't need or bypass emotions you must move through. It's here to walk with you step by step, breath by breath, through the gray places until the light feels possible again. No matter what brought you here, I want you to know healing is still possible, not because life is perfect, but because you are resilient, not because the pain disappears instantly, but because your spirit is wiser than the storm. You are going to be okay. So let us begin, not by rushing forward, but by honoring where you are. Let us begin with gentleness, with breath, with truth. Let this be your first moment of relief today. Let's begin here with the simple, sacred act of allowing. So often, we are taught to push away our feelings, to bury the sadness, to suppress the anger, to pretend the fear doesn't exist. Somewhere along the line, many of us came to believe that having emotions, real, raw, human emotions, made us weak, broken, or wrong. But dear one, What if the opposite were true? What if your feelings are not failures, but faithful messengers? What if your tears are not signs of defeat, but signals of release? What if your anger is simply a cry for boundaries, and your sorrow a request for tenderness? Your emotions are not problems to solve. They are truths to witness. When we allow ourselves to feel without shame, without apology, we create space for healing. We say to ourselves, I am worthy of compassion exactly as I am. Feelings are like waves. They arrive, they rise, they crest, and then they pass. They may feel powerful at first, even overwhelming, but when we stop resisting them, they begin to soften like wind, moving gently through trees, rustling the branches, but never breaking them. Your soul is stronger than any storm that moves through you. You don't have to explain your sadness. You don't have to justify your grief. You don't have to silence your anger. All you have to do is allow. That's where your healing begins. Try this gentle practice now. Pause, breathe in, place your hand over your heart. Ask yourself, what do I feel right now? Don't force the answer. Let it come honestly, quietly. Whatever you notice, tension, ache, emptiness, numbness, welcome it. Even numbness is a feeling. Even confusion is communication. Your body and your spirit are always speaking. All they ask is that you listen with love. When you allow your feelings to rise, you're not losing control. You're reconnecting with your inner truth. And truth is the first step toward freedom. You are not too sensitive. You are not too much. You are not falling apart. You are falling into honesty. Let's affirm this truth together. I honor how I feel. My emotions are valid and part of my healing. Say them softly. Say them with breath. Say them as if you are comforting the child within you who once needed to hear those words. Let your emotions flow, just as the wind moves freely through the branches of a tree. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are simply human, and every emotion you feel is part of the sacred unfolding of your journey. Let them move through you. Let them soften. Let them go in time. There is no rush. There is only now and now. You are allowed to feel every day. There is a voice inside you, one that speaks not through your lips, but in the silence between your thoughts. Sometimes it whispers harsh words. You're not enough. Why can't you get it right? You should have known better. Where did this voice come from? Often it was borrowed from a childhood where love felt conditional, from a school where perfection was expected, from relationships where your worth depended on your usefulness. Over time, this voice took root. It began to sound like truth. But just because a voice is familiar doesn't mean it's wise. And just because it's been with you for a long time doesn't mean you have to keep listening. Dear one, you were never born to be your own bully. What if you spoke to yourself the way a kind friend would? What if the voice inside became gentle, encouraging, understanding? Try this. Imagine a small child standing in front of you, unsure, a little tired, needing comfort. Would you scold them? Would you roll your eyes or shout? No, you would kneel. You would soften your tone. You would offer comfort and say, "You're doing your best. I'm proud of you for trying." That child is still within you, and they are still listening. You may not have chosen the voice you inherited, but you can choose the one you speak now. And when you begin to speak kindly to yourself, something miraculous happens. Your body begins to relax, muscles soften, breath deepens, the heart opens, your nervous system begins to feel safe. This is not just emotional healing, this is physical healing too. You don't need to fake positivity. You don't have to chant words that don't feel true yet. Just begin with this. I am learning to speak to myself with love. Let's try a gentle mirror practice now. If you can, find a mirror or simply close your eyes and picture your own reflection. Look into your own eyes, not critically, but curiously, with warmth. Now say softly, I am learning to speak to myself with love. Let that truth land. You may feel awkward at first, resistant. That's okay. It takes time to trust a new voice, especially when you've spent years listening to an unkind one. But every time you practice, you are rewiring something deep. You are teaching your heart that kindness is safe, that you are worthy of tenderness. And in time, your inner voice becomes a healing force, the one who encourages, the one who forgives, the one who says, you are trying, and that is enough. Repeat with me now. I am doing the best I can. I am gentle with myself. Speak these affirmations in the same tone you'd use to comfort someone you love, because you are someone you love or you're learning to be. This is not vanity. This is not ego. This is restoration. You are becoming your own safe place, one loving word at a time. What we think, we begin to feel. What we repeat, we begin to believe. And what we believe, we begin to live. Our thoughts are not just passing ideas, they are builders. Brick by brick, they create the inner landscape of our lives. Some thoughts construct joy, some worry, some peace, some fear. But here's the loving truth, dear one. You are not your thoughts. You are the thinker. And that means you have the power to choose again. You may have been taught to believe things that hurt you. I'm not good enough. Nothing ever works out for me. I don't deserve happiness. These beliefs may have been inherited, spoken over you, or repeated silently for so long they became familiar. But just because something feels familiar doesn't make it true. Imagine your mind as a flowing stream. Some currents are muddy, swirling with doubt or old wounds. But just beside that stream is another, clear, calm, full of possibility. Each new thought is a gentle redirection of the current. You don't need to jump from despair to joy in a single leap. You only need to reach for one thought that feels a little better. That's how healing begins, not in giant strides, but in soft, conscious pivots. Instead of, "I'll never feel better," try, "Some part of me is already healing." Instead of, "I always mess things up," try, "I'm learning, and that counts." Instead of, "I don't deserve peace," try, "Maybe peace is possible for me too." Every time you make that small shift, you water a new root. You begin growing a belief that supports your well-being rather than drains it. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. The muddy water clears. The stream begins to flow in a gentler direction. You start to feel a little lighter, a little steadier, a little more you. Let's speak some affirmations now, not as demands, but as invitations. Let them wash over you like warm water. I choose thoughts that nourish me. I am open to new beliefs that support my peace. Let these words become your quiet companions. When old patterns try to return, you don't have to resist or argue. Just gently redirect. Whisper a better thought. Invite in a softer truth. This is how healing happens, not through pressure, not through force, but through choice-loving, repeated choice. You are never trapped in a thought. You are always free to choose again. Healing is not a loud event. It is not always a dramatic breakthrough. Often, healing is quiet, a slow and steady softening beneath the surface of your life. Like seeds buried beneath soil, you may feel hidden, even forgotten. But the truth is, something sacred is happening deep within you. You are not broken. You are becoming. Growth doesn't always look like progress. Some days you feel strong and clear. Other days you feel heavy or unsure. This is normal. Healing is not linear. It flows in waves. And even when you feel you're going backward, you're still on your way forward. Think of the seed. Before it ever sees the light, it must first crack open in the dark. It must release its old form to make space for the roots and stem that will one day rise. You may feel like everything is falling apart, but perhaps you are simply cracking open so that something beautiful can grow. You are not stuck. You are rooting. You are not failing. You are forming. Each breath you take, each moment you choose kindness over criticism. Each time you rest instead of rush. That is healing. That is progress. Sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is simply stay present in the becoming. There is no need to rush this. Nature doesn't rush, yet everything blooms in time. Let us speak now to the quiet transformation already at work within you. I am healing even when I cannot see it. I trust the process of becoming. Whisper them gently. Say them again if you need to. Let the words feel like water soaking into soil, nourishing the roots of who you are becoming. Your pace is perfect. Your process is sacred. And your healing, though unseen, is unfolding with love. Give yourself permission to trust the darkness, to trust the silence, to trust the space in between what was and what will be. For in that space, you are becoming something new. At the heart of every healing journey is one truth waiting to be remembered. You are worthy, not because of what you've achieved, not because of what you give to others, not because of how well you hide your pain. You are worthy because you exist. From the moment you took your first breath, life has loved you. That love has never left it, only waits for you to return to it. Too often, we've been taught that love must be earned, that we must be perfect, productive, pleasing, that we must hide our pain, fix our flaws, and prove our value before we can rest in our own love. But none of that is true. You do not have to chase your worth. You do not have to audition for your own care. You are not a project to fix. You are a being to cherish. So today, I invite you to return home to yourself. Place your hand gently over your heart. Breathe and softly say, I am worthy of love, especially my own. Let those words land inside you. Let them soften old stories. Let them become the new language you speak to yourself in moments of doubt. Self-love is not a luxury. It is not selfish. It is the soil in which all healing grows. When you begin to love yourself, even just a little something remarkable happens. You begin to feel safe inside your own skin. You stop abandoning yourself in moments of struggle. You become your own shelter. On the days when the world feels too sharp, when you feel too tired, or when your mind tries to tell you that you're not enough, self-love becomes your anchor. You can begin with small acts of kindness, saying no when you're overwhelmed, resting without guilt, drinking water, speaking gently, pausing to breathe, saying to your reflection, I am doing the best I can. These moments may seem small, but they rebuild trust with yourself. They remind the frightened parts of you that you are here and you are kind. Let's speak that kindness aloud together now. I love and approve of myself. I am my own safe place. Repeat them whenever you feel disconnected. Let them become your medicine, your anchor, your return to peace. You do not need to earn your own love. You only need to remember that it has been yours all along. So rest here a moment. Let your worthiness be the ground beneath your feet. No matter what is happening around you, you are already enough. And from this truth, all healing becomes possible. There are moments in life when the path ahead seems unclear, when answers don't come, and when even hope feels far away. In those moments, it is easy to believe we are alone wandering in the fog of confusion or sorrow. But, dear one, let me remind you, you are never alone. Even when the sky is heavy with clouds, the sun still shines behind them. So it is with life. A steady, loving presence always there, even when unseen. There is a force that loves you, that knows your heart, and that walks beside you through every valley. You may call it God, you may call it the universe. You may feel it as the breath of life or the whisper of your intuition. Whatever name feels true for you, know this. It is listening, it is loving, and it is guiding. You do not have to figure everything out. You are not carrying this alone. There is a greater wisdom at work, orchestrating miracles beyond what you can yet imagine. Sometimes guidance doesn't arrive as a loud voice or a flashing sign. It comes in the stillness, a gentle nudge, a quiet knowing. It shows up in the unexpected kindness of a stranger, in the song that plays at just the right moment, in the deep breath that suddenly brings calm, in the soft voice that says, "You're going to be okay." To open yourself to this guidance, you don't need to do anything fancy. You only need to pause, breathe, and remember the truth. I am always guided, even when I cannot see the path. Let's practice this now. Place both hands over your heart. Take a slow, steady breath and gently affirm, "The universe supports me in perfect timing. I am held in divine love." Feel how your body begins to soften. Notice the quiet presence within and around you that is peace, that is guidance. That is your connection to something bigger than your current struggle. Trust doesn't mean you'll never feel afraid. It means you'll know how to breathe through the fear. It means you'll begin to believe that the delays are not denials, only redirections. It means you'll begin to relax into life instead of wrestling with it. Every day, life sends signs that you're supported. Start to look for them not with desperation, but with openness. A feather, a song lyric, a gentle breeze when you need it most. These are not accidents. These are reminders that you are seen. When doubt comes knocking, as it sometimes will, you can return to this truth. You are never walking alone. You are loved. You are led. The path may twist and turn, but each step is sacred. You are exactly where you are meant to be. So walk forward slowly, trusting that what's ahead is not just safe, but made for your highest good. There is something quietly powerful about beginning again, not in a grand, sweeping gesture, but in the simple, sacred act of choosing yourself in this moment. Maybe yesterday was hard. Maybe this morning feels heavy. Maybe you've fallen into old patterns, or your heart is still aching from what didn't go as planned. That's okay. You are not failing. You are living. And in this life, We don't need to be perfect. We only need to be willing to begin again, gently. Let go of the old idea that starting over means you've lost ground. Let go of the belief that healing must be fast or loud or finished. Beginning again is not weakness, it is courage. Sometimes beginning again is as quiet as sipping water and letting it nourish your tired cells. Sometimes it's opening a window and letting fresh air touch your skin. Sometimes it's writing just one sentence, not a whole journal, just one honest sentence that says, I'm here and I'm trying. Every small act of care, every breath you take, every time you choose love over fear, these are all beginnings. You don't need to wait for a new week, a new job, a new relationship, or a new year. You can begin again, right here, right now. In this moment, life invites you to start fresh. Say to yourself now, each moment is a new chance to love myself. End of tree. Let that be your permission to exhale, to soften, to take the next small step. You don't have to know the whole path. Just take one loving step in your own direction. Some days, beginning again may mean going slower than before. Some days, it may mean resting instead of pushing. Some days, it may simply mean saying to yourself, I am doing the best I can, and that is enough. Let today be a day of gentle renewal. Let this moment be a doorway back to yourself. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are breathing. And that is proof that life is not done with you yet. There is still beauty to discover. There is still joy to feel. There is still love to receive, beginning with your own. Affirmations to carry forward. I am allowed to begin again. I am stronger than I know. I greet this moment with softness and hope. Let these words become the ground beneath your feet as you rise not with pressure, but with peace. Let us gently gather all that we've moved through together. You began this journey not by pretending everything was fine, but by doing something far more powerful, by telling the truth. This hurts. And in that honesty, healing began. You gave yourself permission to feel. You softened your inner voice. You reached for a better thought, one rooted in compassion. You honored the invisible growth within your heart. You returned to the truth of your self-worth. You opened to divine love, even in the dark. And finally, you remembered. Every moment is a chance to begin again. This is what healing looks like. Not perfection, not constant joy, but presence, courage, and kindness toward yourself, even in your most uncertain hour. Please know this, being okay doesn't mean you never feel pain again. It means that when the waves rise, you know how to float. When life feels uncertain, you remember how to breathe. It means you trust deep down that you are strong enough to keep going, because you are. You are not broken. You are becoming. Each feeling has brought you closer to truth, Each tear has softened the soil of your heart. Each moment of stillness, each whisper of, I am safe, has rooted something deeper in your spirit. The knowing that you can survive, grow, and even bloom after the storm. Take a moment now to feel what is different, not fixed, not perfect, but softened, steadier, more you, and let us seal this sacred space with affirmations of your inner truth. I am safe. I am healing. I am held by love. I am going to be okay. Let those words echo inside you, not just today, but any time the world feels heavy or your heart forgets its strength. And now, dear one, breathe with me once more. Feel your body. Feel your breath. Feel your aliveness. This life with all its mystery and mess and miracle is yours. You are not alone. You never were. You are already healing. You are already transforming. And you are already enough, dear one. You have weathered so much, and you are still here. Life loves you, and the light within you is stronger than any darkness. Go forth today with gentle faith. You are already healing, and you are already okay. And so it is.